Coming to rest on our mat in a comfortable position, whether an easy pose or some form of lotus, whatever's most comfortable for you to become in tune with how your body feels on your mat. First, let's take a moment to ensure that we've removed any pressure points by, moving the flesh around that we're sitting on, making sure that the sit bones are evenly pressured into the mat, that our spine is stacked over our hips, that our shoulders are rolled back and down, and that our head is stacked over our neck and over the shoulders. Once we've done that, we can take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Perhaps moving into Ujjayi breath. On our next inhale, let's go ahead and lift the arms up, bringing the hands together and then down to heart center. And at heart center, we can begin to softly and slowly close the eyes or soften our gaze. Drawing the attention within. By noticing our breath as it enters through our nose, moves to the back of our throat, down our windpipe, swirls around into the lungs, and then back out again. Taking a moment, using our mind's eye to follow this breath as it brings in good energy and oxygen to our body, and expels the bad energy and the CO2 as we exhale. Notice where the breath lies. Does the stomach expand as we breathe into the belly, engaging that deep, relaxing belly breath as we become more in tune with the body. Inhale. And exhale, releasing the hands down to the thighs. Palms down or palms up. Continuing to breathe. Beginning to turn our attention towards intention. And perhaps what we would like to guide our practice with today. And if you're not sure, I always recommend gratitude. And just simply focusing on and being thankful for things that we have in life. And that could be a physical thing, it could be a characteristic about ourselves. It could just be being present. It could be something as simple as, I'm thankful for having clean running water. Or I feel grateful for the friends I have with me in my life, even though I may not be able to see them at this moment. As we continue to breathe, focusing on what we're grateful for. During our practice today, let's draw our intention back to that gratitude as we go throughout our practice. Grab hold of that intention, breathe it in, and exhale, let's open our eyes. Releasing the hands from the thighs, bringing the fingertips down to the mat, reaching down into the earth as we elongate the spine and the crown of our head up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reaching the right hand behind, the left hand over the top. As we exhale, looking over the right shoulder. Breathing here into this twist. It's just a gentle one to get us started. Remembering to keep the spine elongated. And the breath also elongated. Inhale. Exhale, release. Coming back to the center. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reaching behind on the opposite side, looking over that shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping the breaths long. Deepening the stretch on your exhale, but not forcing it. Inhale. And exhale, release, coming back to the center. Switching whichever leg you have on top or in front. I'm going to inhale the arms up overhead, reaching the fingers towards each other and flipping the palms out. Gently arching the back just a little as we bring those arms back up overhead. Inhale. And exhale, bringing the hands down in front of the chest. Letting the back arch, bringing the sternum towards the spine, drawing the spine back behind you. Pressing the hands out away. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Release the hands, coming back up to center. Good. Turning our bodies towards the long end of our mat. Reaching the feet out comfortably and slowly rolling down. So we reach the end of the mat. Stabilizing, neutralizing the spine so that everything is settled. Inhale and exhale. Remembering that gratitude. Inhaling the knees into the chest. And if it feels good today, gently rocking side to side. Good. Coming back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, release the feet down. Hands by the hips, tuck the pelvis, bringing the tailbone towards the heels, and then pressing through the earth to lift into bridge. Doesn't have to be the highest one we've ever done. We start slow as we warm up, and we always want to listen to the body. Not judging or comparing, just being right here, right now. Inhale. And as we exhale, slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. So we reach the bottom, bring the knees into the chest and the chin. And if it feels good, to turn the head slowly side to side. Good, coming back to the center, inhale. Exhale, release the pelvis. Once again, lifting up, maybe this time a little bit higher. You can always engage a little more by pressing through the backs of the arms. So pushing down, or we can also support the hips with the hands, if that's accessible for you. Just ensuring that our back is agreeing. If it's too much of a deep angle, just release, just press through the backs of the arms. Inhale. Exhale, releasing, slowly coming down. Breathing in, bring the knees to the chest. Exhale, the feet down. Inhale, lift up to bridge. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, lower the feet. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath cycle all the way through. Coming in tune with our breath and our movement. Good. Releasing the feet to the ground. Stabilizing the head with the hands. Inhaling the shoulders up off the mat and exhaling as we lower down. So inhaling up, exhale down. Continuing on. Taking our time, drawing out that breath and the movement, because that breath can help us to lengthen the movement, especially if something is difficult. Sometimes it's a distraction from difficult things, and sometimes it's just a helper. Good. And if you want, we can rotate, bringing one shoulder up, working a little more of the oblique muscles of our core, the ones that are on the sides, the abs. Still breathing up and out and down, up and in, out and down. So nice and slow with these movements. And perhaps one more. And coming back down to center. Good. Releasing the hands from the head. Bringing the knees up. And just gently rock the hips up. And then lower the feet back down. Always using our judgment here for ourselves as to how far we feel like going today. If we want to bring more heat, we can lengthen the legs out and rock up and back down. We can keep the legs straight the whole time. With a longer lever, it's going to be more difficult. We can switch it up. We can scissor kick the legs. Still taking our time. And not rushing anything, listening to the body. And also keep the legs up and alternate. Crunch one side towards the other, reaching towards the outside of the opposite foot. Again, more of that oblique work. Taking our time. Coming straight up. Being sure to use the core and not the head to be lifting the body with momentum. Good. Allow the feet to come down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bringing the hands back up towards the head, bending the knees for the double crunch as we bring both up together and back out together. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Once again, listening to the body. Perhaps we just do one leg at a time. And we can also alternate, keeping the knees there. Just finding what works for us. It's always your practice. Anything I say is not a command, it's just a suggestion. Good. And bringing the feet down. Bringing the knees now into the chest as we inhale. Now we're going to gently rock forward to back and see if we can rock all the way up into our boat pose. Keeping the shins about parallel to the ground. Arms can be out to the sides, but we really just want the chest lifted and the spine neutral. We don't want to be hunched in just to hold the legs up. It's better that we keep the chest open. And if we want, we could release the hands or take a little break if we need to, come back, use the hands for help. Or if we want to make it harder, lifting the arms up or moving. So we can always move, and we can do that like a rowboat. So bringing the knees in towards the chest, releasing and coming back. Still working with the breath. Allow the breath to guide you. Good, coming back up and holding, inhale, and exhale, hold on to those knees and slowly rock up. Good, gonna flip on over, hands and knees into table. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Gently pressing through the ground to arch the back, tuck the tailbone, drop the top of the head towards the mat, into cat. Inhale. And exhale, let's reverse it into cow. The tailbone tips up, top of the head lifts up towards the sky. Belly is allowed to come down in towards the ground. Inhale and exhale. Good, let's inhale, tuck that tailbone, and exhale, reverse. On your own breath pace, taking your time to cycle through cat and cow. Durga, go. Use that breath. Good time for Ujjayi breath. Make that ocean sound. Good, coming back to center. Reaching out an arm and a leg into spinal balance. Spinal balance. Up to you. We can hold it here for that lovely isometric contraction. We can abduct the arm and leg and bring it back to the midline of the body. Or we can make it a combination and move it into the spinal crunch. Lift up, abduct, bring it back. Lift up, abduct, bring it back. Totally up to you. Just work with the breath. Or the other option would be bring it on down, working into sunbird, which is going to be bringing the knee up towards the nose or the forehead, however you want to think of it, and then reverse, pushing the bottom of the foot up towards the ceiling, top of the head up towards the ceiling as well. So it's you're getting into that cat and cow type of position, just adding the foot and knee movement as we hinge at the hip and bring it up. So inhaling and exhaling, cycling through. Good, coming down, Reaching through spinal balance on the opposite side. Once again, your choice. We can abduct, or we can crunch. We can add them together and do a few of each. Or coming back into that sunbird, starting from table, arching the back, tucking the head down, and pushing the bottom of the foot up, crown of the head up. Work with the breath. Good, coming back to center, reaching out, sitting back, extended child's pose. And just taking a moment to breathe. Focus once again on that thing, that person, the characteristic that you are grateful for. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Once again, coming forward into that table. I'm just gonna do a little bit of hip movement today to continue to warm up because we're gonna work on pigeon. So, keeping 3 legs of that table nice and stable, we're gonna abduct one knee up off to the side in that fire hydrant position. We inhale up and exhale down. Warming up the hips, but also strengthens them in the glutes. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. One more. And coming back down. Moving to the other side. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Trying to find that full range for you. Going up as high as we can under control and keeping that good, stable core. So we inhale and exhale. And one more. Good. Let's draw some of those big circles. So taking that knee up again, keeping the knee bent. Just gonna draw a really big circle with the knee. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale up, exhale down. Yeah, take your time. Your speed and your breath. One more. And then we're going to reverse direction, same leg, just circle in the opposite way. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Beautiful. Good, let's move on to the other side. Same thing, draw that big circle with the knee. Inhaling up, exhaling down. When you're ready, switch directions. Good, one more. Good, coming back down. Sitting on back onto the heels or into easy pose, whichever is most comfortable for you. Taking a moment just to relieve some of that stress on the wrists. So we can just rotate the wrists around, or we can also take the hands and place the backs of the hands together. That might feel too awkward. The other thing we can do is go into the stop position, put the fingertips down towards the ground, and then push the top of the hand towards us. Making sure to switch. Or if you're back to the center, and release. All right, so we're gonna move into our, starting with our modified part of our sun salutation. So we're gonna go ahead and start in child's pose. So sitting back into child's pose, extended child's pose, reaching the arms out. Inhale, and exhale. Good. Just breathing here for a moment. And after our next exhale, we're going to inhale forward into our kneeling plank. Exhale, bending those elbows, grazing the rib cage as we lower down. Inhale, lifting up to our little cobra. And then we're going to press up and back, extended child's pose. Good. When you're ready, we're going to do a few more cycles on our own breath pace. Still from the knees as we're getting warmed up. So whenever you're ready, start with the inhale as you come forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push back. Good. On your own. Good. Sit on back, extended child's pose. Excellent. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to come forward once again into that modified or kneeling plank. We're going to lower slowly down and then all the way to the ground. Bringing the arms out to the sides, palms facing down. We're going to lift the upper body up and squeezing through the glutes and the low back, making sure that the legs are up off the ground a little bit as well, but not the knees bent, keeping the legs straight. This is our locust pose, or grasshopper. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Good. When you're ready, come on up again. Inhaling up. You can take a few breaths there and then exhale down and rest, or moving into inhaling up and exhaling down, inhaling up, exhale down. You can also experiment with different arm position, like a thumbs up goalpost position. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Go ahead and stack the hands one over the other, resting the forehead, adjusting any of the body weight to kind of straighten out that spine, putting it into a neutral position that is comfortable, ensuring that the neck is nice and long. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to release the hands. Keeping one hand down, the other hand's going to reach behind on the same side ankle, bringing the heel to glute in a quadriceps stretch. So what we want to do is make sure that the heel is going straight towards the glute and not twisting up off to the side. We want to make sure that that hinge of the knee is going in the same direction that it wants to. And then we can also engage the glute muscle on that side to deepen the stretch of the hip flexors, which get really short because we end up sitting down a lot. So we need to make sure that we counteract that. which we do in our pigeon and our dancer and a few others. Inhale and exhale, release the foot. Good, switching over to the other side, bringing the heel to glute. Just bringing it back as far as it goes today. If you find that you can't reach your foot very well, this would be time to wrap the strap around the top of the foot, engaging it that way. Inhale and exhale. Squeezing that glute muscle to engage a little more hip extension. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale, release the foot. Now, we can stay with that, or we can move on to bow pose. Bow is bringing both feet into the hands. Now, you may feel like, okay, this is where I'm at, and this is good today, and that's fine. Or you can use the strap, but bow is actually pushing up against the hands, like you're drawing back the string of a bow. Inhale. Exhale, just lower down slowly. You can take a breath for a moment. And on your next inhale, lifting up. You can hold that for a couple of breaths, or you can move with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling down. Inhale up. And exhale down. That works for you, you continue on with that. Or if that's maybe too much pressure on the low back, you can just continue with one foot at a time. And then switch over. That's all you need to do. Good. Allow the whole body to come back down, stacking the hands and letting the head come to rest. Readjusting the spine, making sure we have a long line from the top of our head all the way down to our tailbone. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. After our next exhale, as we inhale, we're going to place our hands at about mid-chest. So our elbows are pointed kind of towards our heels. And we're going to work on cobra, just a low cobra here. And many people think cobra is just lifting up. But we want to think of cobra as lifting kind of forward and up, like you're almost scooping up and lifting. All right? So as we move through our sun salutation, instead of just lowering down and then lifting up, we want to think lifting up and through. Okay? So inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. Once again, as you lift up, think up and through. And then lower down. Up and through. And lower down. Good. Push up and back into extended child's pose. Let's try it. Inhale forward. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift up and through. Exhale, push back. Excellent. Sit on back in extended child's pose. Just for a moment here. Release some of that tension because we've been doing a lot of back extension. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We're going to inhale. Coming forward, bringing one foot forward between the hands, lifting the arms up overhead, gently arching the back, maybe even walking that foot out a little bit farther so that the knee is, not beyond the ankle, just stacked over it. So we lift the arms up, engaging a little bit of a low crescent lunge. Collarbones are still wide. Arms are active, squeezing in towards one another. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Bring Left hand down, right arm up. Good, inhale. And exhale, we're gonna rock back, allowing that toe to come up. And we're just gonna forward fold over that front knee. Whew. And our toes pointed up, so we can stretch that calf and hamstring, both of them together. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're gonna inhale, coming forward back into that lunge. Let's go ahead and bring the right arm up over the right knee. Left arm's gonna go up over the left foot, like we're in a modified warrior 2. Good. Inhale, flip that palm up, scoop it back towards the left foot. Inhale, exhale, bring it back over the front. Inhale, exhale, bring that left hand down, press that foot up and back, extended child's pose. Good. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up and through. Exhale, push back to child's pose. Inhale, stepping the left foot forward between the hands. Walking it forward if we need to a little bit longer, right? To deepen that stretch. Arms come up and overhead. Gentle arch of the back if that feels good today. Arms are active as if we're squeezing something between them, but shoulder blades stay down against the rib cage. Nice proud chest. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand down, left hand up. Good. Inhale. Exhale, bring that hand down. We're gonna walk the body back, or rock the body back rather, pointing the toe up towards the ceiling, heel is down, and we're just forward folding over that front leg as far as we can today. Releasing the head and neck. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, coming forward, back over that knee, raising the left hand over the left leg, the right hand over the right leg, bending into it. Good. Leaning forward, flipping the palm up. Inhale. Exhale, letting it drip, drip, drip back over that back foot. Good. Inhale, back forward, bringing the right hand back down, stepping that foot back into kneeling, sitting on back, extended child's pose. Now we're gonna move up into standing. So we're gonna move to downward facing dog, but know that you can always just stay here and move from the knees if you prefer. So if you're ready, on the next inhale, we're gonna come forward, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up and back. Go ahead and pedal the feet from downward facing dog. Pedal those feet. So put all the pressure on one side, all the pressure on the other side. So we can really stretch out those calves. Now from here, remember, we don't wanna be hunched over here. We want to elongate as much as we can. Even if the heels are up, that doesn't really matter. What matters is that we're trying to elongate the hamstrings. So tipping the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Good, we're gonna inhale forward into plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift up and through, and then you can flip the top of the feet for upward facing dog. Once again, elongating the spine. Tuck the toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna lift the right foot straight up into the air. It's kind of a standing split. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, gonna bend the knee, bringing the knee between the hands, letting the bottom of the foot come over to the other side of the mat. Now this is gonna be your pigeon and where your blocks or towel or blanket come in. So we're gonna try and get this hip closer to the ground. But if it's up there and you're like, oh, I'm stretching, that's where the little bit of support can go, right? So it could be your block, blanket, because we want the top of the leg in the back to be touching or going towards the ground. We don't want it rolled off to the side here. Okay, so top of the leg towards the ground. Sitting up tall to start. Inhale, exhale, folding over that front leg. Good, inhale, come back up. You don't necessarily need it. I'm gonna elongate just a little bit further down. Good, inhale, then exhale, lowering down. Just folding over that front leg. If you feel like this is too much of a strain, then I would recommend staying with the towel or the blocks underneath that hip. Should be a little challenge, but not terribly uncomfortable. It should definitely not be painful. All right, inhale and exhale. Inhale, placing the hands down, pressing up, tucking the back toe under. And we're gonna lift up and back, bringing that leg all the way back up to the sky, bring it down to meet the other one, pedal those feet a little more. Good, come forward into plank, exhale, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana, lifting up and through to upward facing dog, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Inhaling the left foot up into the air. Inhale and exhale. On our next inhale, we're gonna come forward once again, bending that knee, rotating the bottom of the foot towards the outside of the mat. Once again, supporting, if we need to, underneath the hip. So we're trying to face our hips towards the long end of the mat, which is kind of hard to do. Okay. Letting the top of the back leg come towards the mat. We don't want the knee rotated out to the side here. We're looking for this. But if you're up off the mat and you have space under, that's okay. Do not worry about it. If you're really far up and you're all the way up here, then you probably really want that help of the block. Okay? Inhale, exhale, forward fold over that front leg. Always feeling free that you can adjust the angle of this foot. Okay? Depending on what feels best for you. This is a difficult stretch. This is your pigeon. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, placing the hands down, tucking the toe under, lifting up and bringing that foot up and back towards the sky, then back down to meet in downward facing dog. Once again, inhale forward, exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift up and through, and exhale, push up and back. Excellent. Good. Inhale forward, exhale lower, inhale lift, exhale, push up and back. Excellent. From this position, we're gonna go ahead and walk the feet up or jump the feet up towards the hands. Bring the arms up overhead as we stand all the way up. Scoop the hands down and into chair. Now, from chair, remember, we can bring hands to heart center. We can keep the arms overhead for more difficulty, or if it feels good today, we can work on that twist. So bringing the outside of the arm, the elbow towards the outside of the knee, or if our knees are moving when we do that, just hold on to it and just twist and look over the shoulder without moving the knees. Good. Inhale. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale. And exhale, twisting towards the other side. Good. Inhale. Exhale, coming back to center. Good. From there, let's go ahead and stand on up. Bringing the arms up overhead, down to heart center. Good. Releasing the hands, bring the palms out to the sides, facing forward into Tadasana. Making sure that we're grounded from the feet, engaging the arch of the foot, kind of bringing the ball of the foot closer to the heel, noticing how the lower leg engages there. Drawing the quadriceps up, bringing the kneecaps up and the thighs back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. From here in forward fold, we could grab the insides of the elbows, And then just bending one knee, just swaying from one side to another. Or we can release the hands, allowing the hands to kind of aid in a little twist to the side, a little twist to the other side. Good, coming back to the center. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to extended mountain. All right, and exhale to mountain. Shifting our weight to one foot, bringing up the bottom of that foot into our kickstand or our calf or the inside of our thigh for tree. Hands to heart center or cactus or extended or low, depending on what you're feeling today for your tree. Okay, so if they're low, just ensuring that we don't have sassy hip, right? We want to make the muscles work a little bit more, pressing into the bottom of our lifted foot, tucking that tailbone down, engaging the core as well, and hands can go wherever you prefer. Inhale and exhale. Good, inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna bring that foot, crossing it over the knee and sitting down into our pigeon. This is our standing pigeon. So this is an alternative, one of the alternatives to the pigeon on the mat, which is somewhat difficult. So you could always stand up and do this, but I'm gonna show you one more that makes a little bit more sense if we're in that part of the routine where you probably are on the mat, so you wanna stay on the mat. But this is another option. Good. Inhale. Hands wherever you want. Good. After our next exhale, we're going to cross on over into our eagle. Okay? So you're just letting the arm come down. You can try to cross the hands, backs of the hands, or hug. Inhale and exhale. Good. After your next exhalation, we're going to release the arms and the leg, and we're going to bring the heel to the glute, lifting that opposite hand up overhead, and then lead forward into our dancers. I'm going to turn so you can see that one. So from our eagle, coming up, bringing the foot behind, zippering the hand up, and then hinging at the hip, pressing the foot away into our dancer, and then coming back down. Release. Good. Whew, shake it out. All right, good. When you're ready, going through at your own pace on the opposite side, staying wherever you like for as long as you would like. Maybe there's a pose you want to spend a little bit more time in because it's more challenging, or maybe you want to spend more time in one that you feel you are the master of already. Totally up to you. Just keep breathing. All right, shake that out as well. It's good stuff. Good. Coming back to Tadasana. At the top of your mat, you're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Placing the hands down at the mat, stepping back with each foot into plank, down to the knees, sit back, extend to child's pose. Once again, focusing on that thought of gratitude as we inhale and exhale. Perhaps we'd like to bring the arms to the sides in child's pose. Letting the back arch and just drape over our thighs. Inhale and exhale. Good. Reaching the arms forward, coming up off the knees, and just coming down to the mat on our backs. Slowly, once again, rolling back down. Bringing the knees on our next inhale into the chest. Giving them a little hug. Once again, maybe rocking side to side. Allowing the knees to come back to the center, releasing both feet to the ground. So our alternative for pigeon when we're down on the mat is to come to the back instead. And you can cross, for example, here, my right foot over my left knee. So I'm almost the exact same standing pigeon, but I'm going to thread the needle, meaning my right hand's going to go between the legs. My left hand's going to go on the outside. I'm going to grab either in front of the shin or behind the hamstring and just bringing both legs, folding them in towards me. And this is a reclining pigeon. So this is, I feel like, an easier way to stretch this whole hip area because you don't have to worry about kind of resisting the stretch because you're going to hurt yourself. So this may be a more accessible one for most people, and it's definitely a more relaxing one. So if you find that it's still too tight right here, this would be where the strap would go underneath the thigh, and you could pull in towards you just to get more of that distance. Or you can grab in front of the shin if you want to make it a deeper stretch, and you have that flexibility in the hip. Okay, inhale. Exhale, release that foot down to the ground, but keeping the legs where they are. I'm going to shift over to the right side of my mat. My arm's going to go to cactus or all the way out to a T. I just don't have enough room. But I'm going to inhale. Exhale, let the bottom of my right foot stuck with my left leg bend on over to the left side of my body into a twist. I'll look over my right shoulder and just allow this gentle twist of my spine. Slowing down, and just knowing that with each exhalation, my body is relaxing deeper into the stretch. Inhale to any point that I feel tightness, and exhale, allow deeper relaxation. Inhale and exhale. And after our next exhalation, we're going to bring both legs back up to the center, untwist, bring both knees into the chest, kind of reset the spine. Inhale. Exhale, allow the feet to come to the ground, crossing my left foot over my right knee. I'm going to inhale both legs up, grabbing in front of the shin or behind the hamstring, allowing the head and neck to relax. Just noting if I feel any pain, I can back off and just grab behind the hamstring instead. Taking the time just to be here. Be here and breathe here. Inhale and exhale. And after our next exhalation, inhale, exhale, release the foot to the ground. I'm going to shift over to the left side of my mat so I have enough room. Just slowly allow both legs to just twist on over to the right side of my mat. I'm going to look over my left shoulder, keeping my shoulders on the ground. Once again, noticing any resistance in the body, drawing my breath in towards that resistance, allowing the relaxation on the exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, allowing both legs to come up, uncrossing, and then bringing both knees into the chest, resetting that spine. Inhale and exhale. Placing my hands on top of the knees and then slowly drawing really small circles, nice and slow, moving with the breath. As I inhale from the bottom up and exhale from the top down. Inhaling and exhaling. Coming back to the center and then reversing that circle, starting small and gradually working wider. Still inhaling up and exhaling down, keeping the breaths even and slow. And then coming back to the center, allowing the knees to spread apart and then slowly drawing those circles in opposite directions, starting small and just as before, widening. Coming back to the center and reversing. And once again, back to the middle. Inhale the knees up. And exhale, release the legs all the way down to the ground. Hands can come to the sides, adjusting the spine and the hips, releasing any tension in the legs by rocking the feet in and out, allowing the feet to just drop out to the side. Lift the arms up and away from the body and just set them down, releasing the head and neck by gently rocking the head side to side. And just allowing all of our thoughts and feelings to just temporarily disappear, like a cloud floating away in the wind. So we just be, we just breathe. As we end our practice in Shavasana, allowing all tension in the body to melt away. And then when thoughts and feelings tend to creep in, we just notice them and then we let them go. And then if we notice we feel any tension squeezing back into the body, we just release it and let it go. Once again, as thoughts creep in, just make note, inhale, and exhale, blowing them away. Allow your attention to draw to your breath, and just noting the sensations in your body and your mat. Just letting it all go. Releasing the tension between the eyes, between the eyebrows and the forehead. Seeing the outside corners of our eyes. And our cheekbones and our jaw relax. The muscles around our mouth slacken. The muscles in our throat and neck release. Notice how soft and relaxed the body is. Inhale and exhale. Gently wiggling fingers and toes. Rotating wrists and ankles. Rolling the legs slowly in and out. Flexing the arms. And then rocking the head gently from one side to the other, nice and slow. Slowly rolling over onto our side, cradling our head with our arm. Noticing that we are calm and peaceful and grateful. Grab hold of these relaxing feelings. And once you have them, slowly, gently press yourself up as we slowly open the eyes. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling to heart center. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Once again, inhaling up, exhaling down. The light in me honors the light in you. And I'm grateful for all of you. Namaste.